Picture yourself at dawn, standing by yourself in a vast, open field. The light surrounding you is warm, welcoming, and soothing, while the air is crisp. There are no mirrors, no cameras, and no one nearby to watch or criticize you. You're just allowing yourself to react to the soft rhythm of your heartbeat and the whisper of the breeze around you. There's no need to maintain a predetermined tempo or follow a set of steps. You realize as you go along that, for once, you are not worrying what other people may think. You are not constrained by the roles you typically play in life, or by how other people would expect you to behave. Rather, you're moving as your actual self, which feels genuine and unadulterated. This is what it means to be free of the societal expectations that bind you. You're not performing, you're simply being. In this dance, your spirit is liberated, connecting with a part of yourself that feels deeply true and alive. It's a reminder of who you are beneath the layers of external pressures and expectations, a joyful, authentic soul moving freely in the world. The first thing that happens when you stop caring is that you stop trying to please others at the expense of your own well-being. By doing this, you don't become selfish or uncaring. You're simply caring for yourself first, so you're able to give from a place of abundance. By concentrating on your own needs and growth, you connect to your inner strength, making it easier to act from a place of true honesty rather than obligation. This change enables you to serve and interact with people in a way that is balanced, healthy, and incredibly satisfying. Imagine you're on a journey carrying a backpack filled with supplies for your needs. Along the way, you keep giving your food and water, and even carry others' burdens to help them. Soon, your pack is empty, and you're left exhausted, with nothing to sustain yourself. Helping others is generous, but if it leaves you with nothing, you can't continue on your own path. By caring for your needs first, you ensure you're strong enough to support others without sacrificing your own well-being. Think about how draining it can be to constantly strive to meet what others expect of you. It can feel overwhelming and often leaves you feeling like you're not good enough. Stepping away from this downward spiral helps you save your energy, giving you the chance to focus on what really brings you joy, such as your passions, relationships, and personal growth. One great advantage of releasing the need for others' approval is the chance to establish healthy boundaries. These boundaries help keep your emotional and spiritual space safe, making it clear what behavior is okay and what isn't. They foster a feeling of personal sanctuary, a gesture of self-respect that communicates, both to yourself and to others, that your well-being is something valuable to protect. The genuine self-love that arises as a result not only improves your own life, but also spreads positive vibes to everyone around you. When you come from a place of self-respect and inner peace, you naturally become a more affectionate person, a supportive friend, and a positive presence in the world around you. Your inner harmony shines through, encouraging everyone you meet. Imagine you're trying to swim across a lake while holding onto heavy rocks. You grip them tightly, believing you need them, but they only make it harder to stay afloat. As you go on, the weight only pulls you down, and every stroke becomes more exhausting. Many of us bear such weights in our lives, stress, anxiety, and tensions that weigh us down on a daily basis. They frequently stem from the pressure to live up to others' expectations, which causes us to mistrust and second-guess ourselves. Thoughts such as, "What will people think of my choices?" or "Did I say or do the correct thing?" create a tangle of what-ifs and should-haves that may quickly take up our mental space, leaving us depleted and agitated. However, when we let go of this need for approval, our perspective begins to transform. We begin to see things more clearly for what they are, rather than as others would perceive them. Because of this clarity, we are able to adopt a different viewpoint and make judgments based on our own principles and intuitions, rather than our fear of being judged. Our stress automatically drops when the incessant background noise of concern fades. Our bodies relax in response to the release of this tension, which promotes calmer thinking and a sense of clarity. As tension and anxiety subside, our vitality increases. Now, the energy that was previously wasted on anxiety may be directed toward the things that really count, engaging in fulfilling activities, strengthening bonds with others, and making investments in our spiritual and personal development. When you rely on others for happiness, it's like handing over the keys to your precious car to them. They drive you wherever they want, and you have no control. It is only when you take back the keys that you decide where to go and how to drive. Even when the road gets rough, you're in control, making your happiness steady and resilient. You become the driver of your own joy, no longer dependent on others to guide your path. To feel good, you don't need the world to be flawless. No matter what's going on outside, you can always find solace in your inner haven of bliss. Because you're not frantically looking for happiness elsewhere, this resilience makes you less sensitive to life's ups and downs. You don't fluctuate drastically between happiness and sadness in response to external events. You become more grounded and in harmony emotionally. You will still experience the full spectrum of human emotions. In fact, we all do, and that's perfectly normal. However, your core sense of bliss stays unaltered, like a deep lake whose surface may ripple with storms. But beneath it, the water stays calm and steady. Another benefit of feeling emotionally independent is that it improves the overall quality of your relationships. You don't burden your loved ones with your emotional issues when you take responsibility for your own happiness. A deeper, more genuine connection is made possible because they are free to be who they are. Neither partner needs to fill a gap in the other's life. Both can enter the partnership as individuals who share and enrich each other's lives. Imagine you've been working at a job for a few years where you feel like you're constantly pretending to be someone you're not. Maybe you're trying to fit into a corporate culture that values being overly professional and distant. But deep down, you prefer a more relaxed, collaborative approach. Every day, you force yourself to follow the rules, speak a certain way, and dress a certain way to fit in. Over time, you start feeling drained, like you're wearing a mask all day. You're not being yourself, and it's exhausting. You feel as if you have been caged like a bird longing to fly high in the skies. Why is this freedom so crucial, you could wonder? Just as food is necessary for the body, this freedom to be yourself is like sustenance for the soul. It satisfies a deep-seated desire that you might not have even recognized. But once you truly begin to draw from this reservoir of self-expression and self-acceptance, you will question how you ever managed to live in any other manner. You begin to achieve a level of authenticity that is ordinarily difficult to achieve when you are allowed to be who you are. You learn not to pretend to be someone other than your authentic self. You do not squander energy attempting to maintain appearances or conform to unacceptable molds. Rather, you reinvest that energy in yourself, igniting your own aspirations and promoting your own development. Imagine a person who has been carrying the weight of their mistakes for years, hiding their flaws behind a mask of perfection. This person might feel disconnected from others, afraid that their true self is not worthy of love or acceptance. We are human, and as such, we are bound to make mistakes. These mistakes, rather than being sources of shame or fear, are opportunities for growth and evolution. The desire for perfection is often driven by a fear of rejection or judgment, a belief that we must be flawless to be loved and accepted. But this belief is rooted in a misunderstanding of our true nature. In the true spiritual sense, we are not here to be perfect. We are here to learn, to grow, and to evolve. Our mistakes are not burdens to carry, but lessons to be embraced. They show us the places where we are still healing, where we still have room to expand our hearts and minds. When we release the need to be perfect and stop trying to impress others with a false image of ourselves, we free ourselves to be authentically human, vulnerable, imperfect, and real. Only when we begin to realize that perfection is an illusion and that the divine presence in us all is not concerned with our mistakes, but with our growth, do we start to embrace our flaws as sacred opportunities. We laugh at our missteps, knowing that each one carries a lesson. This acceptance of imperfection is a form of surrender to the flow of life. It is a spiritual practice that requires courage and humility, but also immense freedom. When we stop striving to be perfect, we allow ourselves to be who we truly are. We no longer need to hide or cover up. Instead, we embrace our mistakes as part of our divine journey, trusting that each experience, whether joyous or challenging, is part of the soul's unfolding. And when we stop taking ourselves so seriously, we make room for laughter, for joy, and for the peace that comes from simply being rather than doing. At a deep spiritual level, confidence arises when we align with our true essence. It's the moment when we stop seeking validation from the outside world and begin to trust that the divine light within us is enough. Each of us is born with a unique set of gifts, perspectives, and passions, and when we honor these aspects of ourselves, we naturally grow in confidence. This isn't the superficial confidence that comes from ego or comparison, but the quiet, unwavering confidence that comes from knowing who you are and why you're here. In the spiritual journey, boldness is not about being brash or aggressive. It's about having the courage to stand in your truth, even when the world may challenge you. For you, it's about voicing what you believe in, standing up for your own worth, and advocating for causes that align with your heart. This is a reflection of spiritual maturity, when you have learned to trust your inner guidance and no longer fear the opinions of others. The more you live authentically, the more you begin to radiate magnetic energy that draws opportunities, support, and alignment into your life. This process is liberating because it allows you to express yourself freely without holding back. You learn to speak your mind, knowing that your voice is valid, that it has power, and that it's worthy of being heard. You stop apologizing for existing, for taking a stand, for daring to live according to your own truth. You realize that the universe supports those who are brave enough to be unapologetically themselves. And when you step into that power, you attract everything you need to manifest your dreams. Fortune favors the bold, as the saying goes, but in a spiritual sense, it's more than just about external success. It's about the inner peace that comes from living authentically and courageously. Boldness is a sacred act of self-expression, a declaration that you are here to fulfill your purpose, and nothing can stop you when you trust in your own strength. This kind of confidence is like a quiet fire that burns within, and as you let it shine, it transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. The world may try to tell you who you should be, but deep inside, you know that only you can define your path. You are enough exactly as you are, whole, complete, and deserving of love and happiness. You will attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your true self. You will begin to see the magic that unfolds when you trust the journey and celebrate every step, even the missteps, along the way. So, let today be a turning point for you. Let this moment be the beginning of a new chapter, one where you release the need for approval and step boldly into the fullness of your being. Celebrate yourself, for you are a divine expression of life, exactly as you are meant to be. Your journey is yours to create, and it begins now. May you have a wonderful time ahead, filled with peace, love, and the courage to continue stepping into your true power. I truly appreciate your time here,